Hey guys, we're here today with Judy from store number 2, and I'm Daryl from corporate. We're going to talk about upgrading your winter containers. Got a couple of them here today. This is the basic holiday drop-in, the winter drop-in that you get. As is, it's $29.99, and we're going to show you how to upgrade this and get $39.99 or $49.99 out of that. And also the pot topper that you get in from corporate. As is, when it comes to you, you need to add something to it to get it to that $29.99 price point. And Judy here is going to show you how to add some ruscus, red ruscus to that.
We usually will just start in the center, pick something that'll bring the center up with the container, and then you don't want to always use a complete piece of ruscus. You'll want to cut it down, and if you feel like it's too full, you can cut stems from it, but we like to go about 3 ways around it rather than a typical clock fashion. So you don't really want to go 12, 3, 6, and 9, or it just looks a little too square. So we'll go in odd numbers around the base. We like to get it in there and then work it kind of through the greens so it doesn't look like it's just sticking out. There you go.
Very good. So that's ready to go. $30 price point. And one reminder too on these pot toppers is try to sell these to your customers too, to keep this pot from blowing around in the wind on your container. These pins will go through the styrofoam into the pot to keep it anchored in. What we got now is several upgraded designs of the pot topper. Judy's going to explain what she did with these 3 designs here and tell you how she came up with that.
Okay. Well, this first design we like to call our winter look. It's a really nice look because it carries you through the holiday right into January with the silvers. What we did is we just took some of the silver painted stems, some of the picks that all of the stores should have access to, a couple of the silver balls, and put them all into the styrofoam and carried this one from $9.99 up to $39.99. We always are very conscious of making pairs whenever we do an upgrade, because people will like to buy 2 at a time for their entryway designs. And then on this one, we would consider this more of a whimsical look with the curly cues, the different colors of the balls, and then we also use the ting and the pine cones. This one over here, again, would be a whimsical look with the bouncy balls. A lot of the younger people that come throughout the store do like the whimsical look. A lot of apartment complexes, we will go with the whimsical look if they have a younger clientele. But all 3 of these sell really well. It's just very important to make pairs so that you do have 2 going out of the door versus 1. This is a very popular one that we sell. It's more of a woodsy theme. This year you'll be getting in the metal stars, the icicles branches, which are very popular, sold out immediately last year of those, so you'll want to make some of those up right away. We like to use the white picks, again, for the reason that it can carry past the holiday into January and adorn their front doors. We like to use the white pine cones whenever we use the icicle picks, and the stars just for a rustic woodsy look. Over here we have a more traditional look with the pine cones, the silver balls, the red stems, the ting, and then some red pine cones. I would consider a very traditional look. And then once again, a traditional look. A lot of our older clientele really like the winter cardinals for the month of January. So even though you have the red holiday look in here, it will easily carry into January. And again, we've flocked a little bit of greens in with this one just to highlight the red cardinals and the berries. But again, all 3 of these will then be upgraded to the $39.99 price, and you can use the new Earl May blank tag to price these out at with the $39.99 price.
A quick and easy way to make a nice hanging basket is to take the pot topper that you have here and add it to the basket. So Judy will explain how she does this.
So we've taken a $29.99 pot topper, just put a little bit of ruscus in, a couple little $2.99 balls, so it will upgrade the pot topper a bit, but not too much. And then we would just put it in there, and we would put we will take the hangers up above, and we would display it hanging so that people could see that if they have a patio, that they have an area that they would like a hanging fresh green, this would be for them.
If you don't have a hanging basket just like this, you can use a cocoa basket, a wire basket, or anything that works for you. But the basic price point on this, when it's all said and done, will be $49.99. Okay, next we're going to talk about the winter drop-ins here. And of course they come to you blank like this, decorated, ready to sell for $29.99. But we're going to show you how to upgrade that. But before we do that, one reminder on displays is when you have your big display of these at $29.99 with the sign in front of it, make sure you put this container in a pot like this next to the display. Again, to show the customer what the idea is to use it as a drop-in. Of course, it can be sold as is and by itself in front of on a porch, but to show a customer what they can do with it at home, I think is very important. First upgrade we're going to show you is a kind of a basic traditional Christmas colors with gold and red, and Judy's going to walk you through putting the components in.
We're keeping this one a simple traditional look, which is the reds and the golds. So usually it's the best to work with odd numbers, and I find that these cut really easily, the pine cones, and they just add a lot of holiday festive cheer. They bring the autumn right into the holiday season. Someone can take home a really nice container ready to be set in their pot, and remember again to make it in pairs so that they have two for their front entryway. But now we've taken a $29.99 fiber pot and upgraded it to the $39.99 price. What we've done with this particular arrangement is we've taken our $29.99 price point fresh greens in the fiber pot, and we've upgraded it to a traditional look to a $39.99 price point simply by leaving in the existing berries. We've added 3 balls. We like to work with 2 different sizes, 1 large, 2 small. You can do a variety of color combinations. We've used red, green, and silver in this particular one, and then simply added about 8 pieces of ting with the red and silver to complement the colors of the balls that we've used. On this $29.99, to upgrade it is we've simply taken out the 3 berries that come with it, and those can easily be put into pot toppers so that they're not going to waste. And then we used 2 of the icicle stems in the center to get your height. We've added 2 of the woodsy berries and then 3 of the lacquered pine cones. So basically we've upgraded this by $10, making it from a $29.99 fiber pot to a $39.99 fiber pot with a woodsy theme to it.
This is a basic container that you would get in. It's $29.99, and what we've done here is we've added a nice upscale look to it. And you notice that the additions were made to this container, but we left in the berries that came with it. So this is a $29.99 drop-in, and I'm going to let Judy explain what she did to this to turn it into a $49.99 drop-in.
Okay, what we've done with this holiday container is we've pretty much made it into a whimsical look, a very fun look. We've added the silver stems, and then we also, the whimsical part comes from the bouncy balls. We have 2 installed in this particular container, and then we've surrounded it with the combination of the silver, gold, and red ting, and that's simply all we've added to upgrade this from a $29.99 winter container to a $49.99 winter container. What we are showing now is what it would look like for a customer to go home, place it in their glazed pottery, and then add the bow, do 2 of these in front of their entryway, and they're set for the holiday. All right, what we started with on this particular container is the $29.99 price point fresh greens in the fiber pot, and what we wanted to do is to assemble a more elegant high-end look. So what we've done is started out with the red twigs. We've also added additional greens in the form of pine, such as this, so that we can get the height in it, because you're going to need the extra height in order to balance out the container. We've also taken the whimsical multi-stem silver ball stem, and we've dismantled it so that we could put it throughout the container for the balance. Then we've also taken and used the silver filigree stem, and again disassembling it so that we could put it throughout the container to get the balanced look. The last stem that we used, as far as color, is the red filigree. It's the same as the silver filigree stem, and this one we did keep together and put it towards the back of the container to balance out the red balls that we've added into the front end of the container. Now these are the smaller balls, so It's a good way to use them up. It's the $2.99 balls. We've added 3 in this particular container, and then we've also taken the filigree, not so lacy stem. It has more of the little flower shapes on it, and we've put it right here in the container. And this one we did not dismantle because we wanted to have some balance of silver over here where we have the red on this side. So we basically have taken a $29.99 holiday container and increased the value to $59.99. And this is for your higher end customer who wants to be able to take 2 of them home, put them in the front entryway, and just have that higher end look.
The last thing we want to cover today is using up some nursery stock that you might have left over at the end of the season. As you know, it's not worth a lot this time of year. Mid-November, you maybe get pennies on the dollars on some of this stuff. And instead of doing that, maybe the best way to turn this product into cash is to use it for these holiday containers, winter containers like we're talking about. And what Judy's going to do here is show us how she's going to use some of the branches on the cedar tree and cut it up, and we're going to turn it into a custom-made design. We're also going to take a juniper, which we have here. Probably wouldn't overwinter very well, not worth a lot of money. We're going to use the boughs from it to add to the container. And the last thing we're going to do is show you how to use the top to this tree as the centerpiece for the container as well. Okay, now you can see the finished product here turned into a nice $60 upgrade. Just kidding, guys. That's what we chopped up. Let's look at the real thing here. Ta-da! Check this out. Here you go. So we turned 2 $10 retail shrubs, evergreens at the end of the season that probably, who knows what they get out of them, into a $50 container easily. And Judy, go ahead and explain what we did to that.
What we did is just simply cut up everything off of the shrub, added a little bit of white pine, a little bit of juniper, got some significant height with the curly willow. We took berries that came that will be coming in your $29.99 arrangements. If you're not using them, feel free to put them in something that you've completely created on your own. We've used a couple of the sugar snow cones in here, as well as I believe we have a red cardinal peeking out at the front. And again, we went from $29.90, well actually we went from a $10 shrub that probably may not have even sold to a $50 container.
As we finish up here on the winter containers, one of the things you saw us use in some of the shots was the bows. And that bows are really important to add additional sales, because the bow sales are on top of the designs we made, on top of what you're selling. So it's new sales, but it also really adds a spice to the look, to the design, and really makes that upscale look, kind of completes it, so to speak. So we showed you a deco mesh bow, but there's also, like, even inside your store, you can buy ribbon locally and make some bows up and just add it to some of your door swags, wreaths, whatever you have, and I priced those separately, and again, add to the sale. So don't overlook that at all. Judy, thank you for your time today.
Certainly.
Very, very good,
Enjoyed
helpful
it,
information. And like always, if you have any questions on anything we're talking about today, just give us a holler. Thank you.
Thank you.